Those of you who know me know I love combatives, pugilism, and edged and blunt impact weapons. And I blend those skills in pretty much everything I do. I am a practitioner of Filipino martial arts. I have instructor certification in 3 different Filipino systems. I dabble in other forms of combatives. I'm a beginning or a level 1 instructor in modern Shimandi. I am also a crew in Thai boxing under Ajahn Songlith Singthong, who is the godfather of Muay Thai in Canada, well, especially Western Canada. He opened a lot of doors for this sport, and we should all Canadian Thai boxers should have a debt of gratitude to that man, along with Ajahn Mike Miles as well. Those two have really promoted the sport in Western Canada. But let's talk about combatives, edged weapons, and empty hand. So when I train with the idea that I'm training for the worst case scenario. But I always am cognizant of the idea that I have to be able to scale my use of force. If I only train for one use of force, which when you see me stabbing the shit out of that bag, that is deadly force that I'm training for. I also just use my empty hands and train for the ability to fight against someone with less than lethal force. I also train some combatives for controlling people in a security situation, because I've worked a lot of security over the years, and event security, often you may have to be able to help encourage people to leave without smashing the shit out of them. It's not always appropriate to smash the shit out of people. Now, when we talk about self-defense, I know that someone will say, well, you should run away. And absolutely, avoidance, escape, and evasion have to be your primary goal. If not, you are as much a part of the problem as your opponent is when it comes to social violence. If you do not train with the mindset to de-escalate a situation or escape a situation, then you are training only for 5% of the situations where you have to go hands-on and use force. You need to be able to know when to use force and when not to. And you can be mistaken. Nobody's perfect. So when a use of force situation is finished, there's a good chance that you'll be judged on whether or not your use of force was appropriate. If it was appropriate, we call it self-defense. If it wasn't, it might be assault or even worse that you're dealing with, that you may be charged with by the authorities. So when it comes to training for combatives, regardless of what kind of combatives, weapons-based or empty hand, you need to understand that your goals have to be specific to the situation. So when I'm showing all of this knife work and things like that, understand that's not the only thing I train for. Understand that's not what is the only thing I have in my skill sets, in my toolbox. I have much, much more. And one of the skills that have served me well over the years is I have really good communication skills, really good and assertive boundaries, but I'm also able to assert those boundaries in a way that respects the person that I am asserting those boundaries to. One of the most important skills in self-defense is being polite, being able to assert your boundaries without putting the other person down, making the other person feel that they are being talked down to and put down. You need to be able to show people respect, and that is one of the most important skills, I think, in self-defense. Being able to be assertive without being an asshole. Anyway, these are just some of my thoughts and some of my training. And if you like it, I will go into more detail in other videos. And check out my Patreon. It may be something you like.